And I'm Paul Majors. We have team coverage of the NFL's return to LA. Serene Branson is talking to excited local fans. But we begin with CBS 2 Sports Director Jim Hill in Houston, where the NFL made it official late today. Jim.
Paul, thank you very much. You talk about a day that looked like a pretzel full of twists and turns and going inside out. That's exactly what has happened here in Houston, Texas at the Westin Hotel. But on the second ballot of the afternoon, by a score of 30-2, the NFL gave the Los Angeles Rams permission to relocate for the 2016 campaign in our city, and in specific into Inglewood. Now, Ram owner Stan Kroenke was the big winner tonight. He's financing a large portion of the Inglewood Stadium that could go in excess of some $2 billion. They're expected to play at the Coliseum until the new stadium in Inglewood is ready for the 2019 campaign.
It's a difficult market. It's a difficult place to permit a stadium and build something that we as a league can all be proud of. I think we worked hard. We got a little bit lucky, and we had a lot of good people help us.
They're leaving Cleveland.
I talked to the mayor of Inglewood, James Butts, and he says that his citizens in that city are just jumping for joy because after 22 years, the Rams are coming back to California and Inglewood in specific, and everyone's going to have a lot of fun. That is for sure. Pat and Paul, back to you now.
Well, Jim, before you go away, why didn't the Chargers just jump on the Inglewood thing right away?
You know, Paul, a lot of us thought, what in the world is going on here? But when you think about it, Dean Spanos, whom I talked to earlier this evening, he said he's always wanted to stay in San Diego. He says this is his opportunity for one more time to go back to the people in San Diego and to the politicians there to try and work something out. Now, if they can do that, then the league is willing to give Dean Spanos $100 million towards refurbishing the Qualcomm Stadium down in San Diego or build a stadium wherever they can. That's the reason, and it looks like it's just one last chance for them, but they're already talking about what they can do here in Los Angeles as far as the Chargers are coming.
All right, Jim Hill reporting live from Houston. Jimmy, thank you very much. Now, many football fans have waited a long time for the NFL return to Los Angeles.
That's right. Jim mentioned this, but tonight some of them are celebrating with CBS 2 Serene Branson. She's live in Inglewood right now. Serene?
And Pat and Paul, we're here with some of the founding members of the Bring the Rams Back to Los Angeles group, and they have a message tonight.
Mission accomplished!
So they are very excited. We're actually here in the old Hollywood Park racetrack parking lot, and this is part of the 60 acres that is owned by Rams owner Stan Kroenke. They actually have a large picture of him right here, and this is where the stadium would likely be built. So after 21 years, it seems that the Rams will likely be coming back to LA and calling it home once again.
LA Rams! LA Rams!
Die-hard fans, part of the Bring Back the LA Rams group, flocked to the future site. Johnny Perez went with his dad 22 years ago, and now he'll take his son.
It's more than just football. It's a history. It's a tradition that a lot of cities in this country have that we didn't have for a long time.
Done deal. Rams to LA.
They heard the news break tonight. All the talk on talk radio. ESPN's Max and Marcellus got word as they were live on the air. For former NFL defensive end Marcellus Wiley, raised in Compton, it's overdue.
I started my football days in Inglewood playing Pop Warner football at Darby Park. Now you fast forward, right there at that site is going to be a $2 billion complex.
At local sports bar, the game just blocks from the Inglewood site.
Go Rams!
Fans were on fire. Beverly Manuel said she's a Rams fan because of her late father.
And when they left here, it devastated him. But he always said the Rams would come back.
Manager Will Mitchell said he's excited for an economic boost to the area's business.
Bringing cars down Manchester creates opportunity for everyone who has a business on the street.
And these fans say they are happy to drive to either the Rose Bowl or the Coliseum to see the Rams over the next couple of years. But they're very excited when the Rams hopefully have a stadium here by 2019. Pat and Paul, we'll send it back to you from Inglewood.
All right, Serene, tell them hey for us. Well, Inglewood Mayor James Butts is calling this a transformative day for his city.
Yeah, he says the stadium site is beyond ready for construction.
The architectural's done. The construction drawings are done. It's been permitted. The 50-yard line is marked for excavation. It means we're ready to build a stadium.
The mayor says the city will see millions in revenue from the project.
Well, there's a much different tone in St. Louis tonight. Fans there describe the loss of the team as a kick in the gut.
I'm so disappointed. I've been able to be at 2 Super Bowls and really being able to experience all that for years.
It's just depressing to see a team that I loved and just poured all my Sundays into for years just leave.
They've been a part of my life for 20 years. I love football. I'm a sports broadcasting major because of football. And just that they're never going to be here, it hurts.
Oh, that's sad. Well, also disappointed, the governor of Missouri, Jay Nixon, said the move sets a terrible precedent for communities that have loyally supported NFL teams.
Carson lost out big time today. It was working with the Chargers and the Raiders to build a stadium there. Carson's mayor wished both teams well and said it would still host a stadium if today's deal unwinds. Albert Robles said in a part, if the league must revisit this issue, Carson stands ready. Our site will be exclusively available as a stadium site until at least April, when our current agreement with the Chargers and Raiders expires.
Well, many local fans, leaders, and businesses are excited about the team's long-awaited return to LA. Few are as excited as one of the team's all-time great quarterbacks, Vince Ferragamo. He played for the LA Rams in the late 70s and started for the team in Super Bowl 14. He says his phone blew up with texts and calls as soon as today's announcement was made. Ferragamo says he was a fan of the Rams before he ever played for them. When he eventually joined the team, it was like coming home. He says he had that familiar feeling tonight.
I think it's a homecoming in a way. It's a reunion. This is Hollywood. This is where the Rams should be. The Ram fever's never left LA, and now that they're back, it's going to be even bigger.
Will Ferragamo says he hopes former Rams players still living in the LA area will cheer on the team once again.
He's looking pretty good.
He sure is.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, a lot of support online for the return of the Rams tonight.
Magic Johnson tweeted, "This is a very exciting day for the city of LA as the Rams are coming back home to Los Angeles."
LA Mayor Eric Garcetti tweeted, "I still remember sitting at the Rose Bowl in 1980 watching the Rams play in the Super Bowl. Went to my last game in 1994. Hashtag welcome home Rams."
And the LA Kings joined in, tweeting this picture and saying, "Let me be the first to welcome LA's newest mascot. Let me know if you need an extra paw moving."
And later at 11, Gary Miller will have more from the Rams and Cowboys owners about what the team move means for Los Angeles.
The Rams are returning. Football is back, kicking off in just months.
Whose house? Rams house! Whose house? Rams house!
The only question left, will the Chargers bolt and become LA's second team? NBC4's Beverly White is live in Inglewood this evening where Rams fans are rallying.
First, though, Fred Rogan in Houston right now to explain how LA's 2-decade NFL drought has finally ended. Fred.
Carolyn, it has been a long day. It has been a long year. From the very beginning, when Stan Kroenke bought that land in Inglewood, that was the league's preferred site. The San Diego Chargers felt that Kroenke was going to cut into their market, and Dean Spanos, the owner of the Chargers, created the Carson Project. That was nothing more than a smokescreen, a facade, trying to get Kroenke to leverage his position and share Inglewood with Spanos. This went on for a year. There was a war of words. It continued back and forth. But the one thing that was true, the mayor of Inglewood, James T. Butts, and the Inglewood site was best. And tonight, the commissioner of the National Football League made it official.
The NFL owners tonight approved the return of the Los Angeles Rams to the market.
And with that, the drought for Los Angeles football fans was over. From the beginning, Stan Kroenke's Inglewood vision for the Rams was preferred by the league office.
It was all about producing more than one option so that things could get resolved with this tremendous vision for Los Angeles, and I think beyond Los Angeles. And
what do you think it means to the fans of LA, where the Rams spent the majority of their years? What does that mean to you?
You do not want to come into Los Angeles without something that's really first class, because that's what's expected. So I think it's a tremendously exciting and positive thing for Los Angeles.
The Rams are back, but what happened to Carson? From the very start, knowledgeable people felt Carson was a leverage play by the Chargers and a game of politics. This decision, a crushing defeat for San Diego owner Dean Spanos.
You know, I'm going to take a day off tomorrow, I think, but this has really been excruciating, I'm sure, for everyone.
Raiders owner Mark Davis can only look to the future.
We'll see where the Raider Nation
ends up here, we'll be working really hard to find us a home. And that's what we're looking for. And so for our fans and everything else, don't feel bad. We'll get it right.
Well, don't feel bad for Mark Davis because he's actually over my shoulder in there in Club 24. Here's the bottom line for the Chargers and the Raiders. The Chargers have an opportunity to continue to come to L.A. They can either pay $1 a year as a lease or be an equity partner with Stan Kroenke. They have 1 year to make that determination. I do know that Spanos and Kroenke had dinner tonight. If the Chargers pass on that opportunity, the league will allow the Raiders a year to determine if they want to come to L.A. Both the Chargers and Raiders have now been given $100 million by the league to try to work out a solution in their home market. As for season tickets for the Rams, where will they train? That's coming up later on in the show. But the one thing we can guarantee, the St. Louis Rams are now the LA Rams once again, and they're headed home. Let's send it back to you guys.
That's our Fred Rogan live tonight in Houston. Meantime, here at home, Rams fans, LA Rams fans, that is, are needless to say pretty thrilled. NBC4's Beverly White is live in Inglewood, where some of those fans are still out and about tonight. Beverly.
Well, Robert, they're leaving here with memories of the fearsome foursome: Lamar Lundy, Deacon Jones, Merlin Olsen, and Rosie Greer. Excitement on the asphalt is an understatement as these gridiron dreams are about to be made real. A victory decades in the making tonight for fans of the L.A. to St. Louis and now back to L.A. Rams.
Who's house? Rams house! Who's house? Rams house! Who's house? Rams house!
Throwback jerseys, flags, and forgiveness for the team whose departure broke hearts in 1994.
So I was really sad. I was still Rams fan. I couldn't hop on no Raider wagon, no San Diego wagon, nothing like that. I was hoping they'd come back, and my wishes came true.
I went on a date to my first football game. I never had seen a live game, and I totally loved it, and then they left. But now I'm married, and I'm back, and I'm ready for the Rams.
I do feel for the fans in St. Louis because we know what it feels like to lose the team.
As fans partied on the future site of the 80,000-seat stadium, we found politicians down at City Hall praising the process and the patience that made Inglewood the new home of the Rams.
Now it's back in Inglewood, where it should be, City of Champions.
In the history of stadium deals, this is the best one ever, particularly for the taxpayers. There's no risk absorbed by the taxpayers whatsoever. In fact, Stan Kroenke and the developers are paying 100% of the cost.
Now, as Fred mentioned, there's an option for the Chargers to perhaps share this stadium, but nobody's talking about that here tonight. The LA Rams will likely play at the Coliseum, until that stadium is ready. Reporting live in Inglewood, not LA, I'm Beverly White, NBC4 News.
Beverly, thank you. Meantime, the city of Carson tonight is accepting defeat graciously in its bid to get an NFL team. The mayor telling NBC4 the stadium process put the city on the map nationally. The land set aside for a new stadium along the 405 will now likely be sold.
And as Beverly mentioned, the Coliseum will likely become the temporary home for the Rams this fall. The neighborhood near the stadium already buzzing about the potential business boom there.
All I got to say is finally we have an NFL team to look forward to. I think it's going to be wonderful for this area. There's going to be a whole new group, in addition to the football group that we already welcome every year, which is the USC crowd.
Now, that venue is only temporary. The new Rams Stadium is not expected to be ready for 3 more years. Right now on our NBC LA app, you can get complete coverage of the LA Rams, including a look at what that new stadium will look like.
This is the NBC4 Sports Desk with Mario Solis.
Welcome home, Rams. As we told you at the top of the hour, NFL owners gave their blessing to the Rams' relocation from St. Louis to a new stadium in Inglewood. Chargers could join the Rams if the franchises can work out a deal. Fred Rogan has been following all these developments in Houston and caught up with the Rams executive VP who helped make the return to L.A. possible.
The Rams' return to Los Angeles makes owner Stan Kroenke's commute a lot shorter. For years, he's had a place on the beach in Malibu. Also, it's a homecoming for Rams president Kevin Demoff. He went to school at Harvard Westlake, and returning to the Rams to Los Angeles has been a labor of love.
I know the thousands of Rams fans in Los Angeles are excited, the hundreds of thousands of NFL fans, and we're excited to come back and get to work and to bring a championship.
What has this process been like? I know emotions have run up, they've run down. Take me through the journey.
You know, it's been an unbelievable journey. We have a terrific building in Inglewood, a terrific plan. I think the NFL validated that today. And we always believed in the strength of our project, the strength of what we were trying to accomplish. I went to Rams games, and so I know what it will mean to our fans. I know what it means to everybody in Los Angeles to have the NFL back, and it makes the journey very worthwhile.
When does everybody start to move to Los Angeles?
You know, that's something we have to look at. I know, as crazy as it sounds, we haven't planned a move yet. We don't have everything lined up. This is not going to be easy. There's a lot of work to be done. There is a fan base to build. I know we have a terrific fan base ready to welcome us back, but we're going to grow that. We're going to win some games, and I'm excited about the future.
Where will the Rams play while the Inglewood facility is being built? It's not officially announced, but they'll be playing their games at the Coliseum. As for tickets, Demoff told me, hold on, they'll have an announcement soon. From Houston, Fred Rogan, NBC4 Sports.
All right, Freddie, thank you. And one final thought. NFL financing guidelines claim a certain percentage of stadium costs must be put into escrow per se. Stan Kroenke is expected to cut a check for $1.05 billion. That's Robert Kovacic money right there. Just ahead, good news, bad news. Lakers win, but Kobe gets dinged up.
That's right, a historic day in Los Angeles sports. After 21 years without professional football in the city, the Rams are coming home. Good evening, I'm Cher Calvin.
And I'm Rick Chambers. Micah has this night off. We have team coverage on this tonight. Steve Hartman is standing by in Houston with details on a wild day of NFL backroom deals.
But we begin with Darren Horton, who joins us now with more on how LA got its football team back. Darren.
Isn't it so exciting? In making the announcement, Roger Goodell used the phrase, the return of the LA Rams to Los Angeles, the NFL owners voting 30-2 to give LA back its team, which was taken 22 years ago. Long-awaited retribution finally realized as the league's owners voted in favor of the Inglewood project. The new stadium will be completed in time for the 2019 season. In the interim, the Rams will play in the upcoming 3 seasons in their original home, the LA Coliseum, and they may not be the only ones. The Chargers could still be joining them. They have the first option, a 1-year window from today, which they could also decide to relocate to LA. If they choose not to, then the Raiders would have a 1-year period in which they could relocate. Either way, the Raiders and Chargers will both receive a $100 million fund to assist in their efforts to build new stadiums in their current respective markets. Commissioner Roger Goodell on why the owners went with Inglewood as opposed to Carson. That project was initially recommended by the relocation committee.
We had 2 outstanding opportunities. Both of these stadium projects were extraordinary. It was a difficult decision for the ownership, but we also realized this was our opportunity.
This is a big economic benefit to as some longtime leading Angelenos have told me. They said, I don't know if you can do this, but if you can get it done, it'll benefit a lot of people with lower incomes.
We will have plenty more on the return of the Rams. Stan Kroenke explains why LA really was the only choice. That's coming up a little bit later on.
All right, Darren, thank you. And so much excitement here in LA. But the big news actually, of course, broke in Houston.
Yeah, let's go to Steve Hartman. He's there in Houston tonight, live with more on this Rams decision. Steve.
Well, guys, I tell you what, it was quite a day here in Houston, to say the least. And there were no problems in Houston as far as Stan Kroenke was concerned, the Rams owner. There was a lot of talk about the relocation committee recommending the Carson project for the Raiders and for the Chargers. But in the end, it was the Kroenke money that won out. And the Rams, yes, indeed, are coming back after 21 years. L.A. is once again an NFL city. There was all kind of reaction, of course, after the decision was made, starting with the owner of the now Los Angeles Rams, Stan Kroenke.
I understand the emotional side. I have a responsibility also to take care of the organization and a responsibility to my 31 other partners to have a first-class facility because it's where they play too.
This was an opportunity, I think, for the ownership to re-enter the Los Angeles market, returning the Rams to their home market
The ownership made the right decision. It left the options open for Dean, and it left the options open for Mark at Oakland. It left the options open for the NFL. It always was about Los Angeles and what Los Angeles and those great fans that we have out there.
He's right about the great fans of L.A., but L.A., guess what? Might get a second team. Right now, Dean Spanos is already meeting with Stan Kroenke to discuss a deal for the Chargers to team up with the Rams in Inglewood. And at least one Charger insider said they could have a deal done by the Super Bowl. So stay tuned for that. Rick Scher, back to you.
All right, Steve Hartman, live for us in Houston, where it all went down. Thank you. And for continuing coverage of the Rams' move back home to Los Angeles, keep it tuned here to KTLA 5 and watch the KTLA Morning News starting at 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. And, of course, there will be plenty of updated information on KTLA.com.
This is Eyewitness News with live breaking news.
It's back to LA for the Rams, and tonight local Rams fans are rejoicing following tonight's announcement by NFL owners returning pro football to the Los Angeles area. Good evening, I'm Michelle Tuzzi.
I'm Mark Brown. This is Eyewitness News at 11. An historic day in the Southland as NFL owners vote to return the Rams to Los Angeles.
Sports anchor Rob Fukuzaki is here now with all the exciting details.
It's an exciting day, and to think September we're going to have NFL football here in the Southland. After 21 long years, the NFL is coming back to Los Angeles, and with the team that called LA home for 49 years, the Los Angeles Rams. 30 of the 32 owners approved Stan Kroenke's multi-billion-dollar stadium proposal in Inglewood, but the Chargers will have the first shot or first option to join the Rams next season. If they stay in San Diego, the Raiders will have a chance to return to Los Angeles as well. Our Kurt Sandoval spent a long day in Houston at the owners' meetings when they announced that the Rams are coming back to Los Angeles, and he joins us live from Texas. Hello, Curtis.
Late this evening. Well, hello, Rob. It is home sweet home for the Rams. How long has it been since they've played in the greater Los Angeles area? Consider this. Their last pro game, Kobe Bryant was still in high school. Yes, we're talking some 21 years ago. And incredibly ironic, it was exactly 70 years ago to the day that the Rams announced they're leaving Cleveland to move to Los Angeles to become LA's first pro sports team. And guess what? It all starts this July when training camp opens. We'll have pro football back this season. It's been a whirlwind here in Houston. The 6-person relocation committee by the NFL actually recommended Carson, which would have been the Chargers teaming up with the Raiders, but they didn't get enough votes. In fact, it was Inglewood and the Rams that got 20 of the 32 votes, and as Rob mentioned, eventually 30 of the 32 votes. Chargers owner Dean Spanos, you could see, was visibly upset. He wants to take his time. It's clear it's going to be less than a year before he makes a decision if he's going to come here or if they can get it on the ballot by June. And if they do stay there, he'll get $100 million. The Raiders are waiting for him to make a decision. In the meantime, it is very clear it's been a historic day that changed the landscape of sports in Los Angeles.
This was an opportunity, I think, for the ownership to re-enter the Los Angeles market, returning the Rams to their home market. And with a project that we think is going to change, frankly, not just NFL stadiums and NFL complexes, but I think sports complexes around the world.
I think we worked hard. We got a little bit lucky, and we had a lot of good people help us. It is a difficult process, and as Roger said, it is bittersweet. This is a big economic benefit to as some longtime leading Angelenos have told me. They said, I don't know if you can do this, but if you can get it done, it'll benefit a lot of people with lower incomes.
The commissioner was asked specifically about the Chargers. They have up to a year, but they could easily make a decision within the next couple of months. There are millions of dollars on the table for the Chargers in moving up here. They have a very strained relationship with the mayor down in San Diego, and that mayor is up for re-election. The Raiders, that's the biggest question mark right now. It doesn't mean when Mr. Davis says we've got a new stadium that we're trying to find. He didn't say Oakland. He says we're just trying to find a new stadium. Rob, my final thought is, when I first started as an intern 30 years ago, I was told, hey, keep all your press passes. I've kept every single press pass. I have them at home. This is going to be a cool one. The day they decided to bring the Rams back in pro football to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Reporting from Houston, Kurt Sandoval, ABC 7 Eyewitness News. Back to you.
That is a special one to add to your collection. Kurt Sandoval, thanks for that live report. What a day it has been, and it didn't take long for local Rams fans to start celebrating the return of their team.
Dozens of them showed up for an impromptu rally tonight in Inglewood. Eyewitness News reporter Amy Powell is there live with more on all the excitement. Amy.
Well, Mark, the rally has ended, but there's still a lot of really happy fans out here. I have a feeling some people aren't going to get a lot of sleep tonight. They've waited 20 years for this day, and they are ready to celebrate. As far as these Los Angeles Rams fans are concerned, there's no place like home. They are thrilled that their beloved team will soon be playing football again in the City of Angels.
A dream has come true. My team exists again. Los Angeles has its NFL team.
I'm really emotional because this has been a culmination of so many years. Just to have them back home.
Longtime fan Paul Rivera was wearing his love for the Rams on his chest. How far back does all this go?
79.
You've been collecting all these pins since 79?
Yeah, one by one.
So you love this team?
I love this team. Team is me, and I'm the team.
Having it here in the #1 city in the world, Los Angeles, are you crazy? Thank you, God. Yeah.
The Rams owner is working with Hollywood Park to build a massive retail and housing complex. It includes an 80,000-seat stadium that will become the Rams' new home. Inglewood's mayor says it will transform the city.
What this is going to be is an entertainment environment 365 days a year. The stadium will be the largest in the world and the most modern and most beautiful.
Some of these dedicated Rams fans say they were children when the team left, and now their dreams have come true.
Oh, I'm ecstatic. As you can see, I'm a Rams fan for my life, yeah. And LA Rams, so we're ready. Rams for life.
And there you have it. That is how a lot of these people are feeling tonight. Some people drove here a very long way to be here tonight. They're all ready to say, welcome home, LA Rams. Reporting live in Inglewood, Amy Powell, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Okay, they're going to sell a lot of tickets, it looks like. Amy, thank you. Keep it here for continuing coverage of the return of NFL football to Los Angeles. Again, the Rams are returning for sure, and the Chargers may be coming as well.
Now, this is the Fox 11 10 o'clock news.
Rams fans are rejoicing their team is returning to Southern California. But what about the Chargers? What about the Raiders?
President Obama delivers his final State of the Union speech and has some tough words for the Republicans hoping to replace him.
Mulder and Scully hit the red carpet. We're talking to the stars of The X-Files as it prepares for its return to television. Hello, I'm Jeff Michael.
And I'm Christine Devine. Can you believe it? It's official. The Rams are coming back here to Los Angeles.
And they may not be alone. Liz Habib has been following this story from the get-go. She joins us now live from Houston, where the owners are meeting. Liz.
Well, they're gone. They're done meeting. And yes, the Rams are coming back to Los Angeles this year. And it looks like the Chargers will follow. The reaction is a celebration. You saw some of it, like a part of Los Angeles has returned. Right after I stepped away from talking to the owners when this meeting ended, I spoke with Hall of Fame running back from the Rams, Eric Dickerson. And Eric told me the Rams are truly, to me, the Los Angeles Rams. I'm excited about them coming back. A lot of us former players are looking forward to it, but I feel for the people of St. Louis. Super Bowl 14 quarterback Vince Ferragamo told me tonight, it's great news. It's going to be a great stadium, loud, great for the fans. We can be the best in the West. It's great to have the Rams back. Several of the owners who were very involved in this process, which took just about a year to do, stood at the podium today with Roger Goodell for the formal announcement. And even though the Chargers and Raiders didn't get what they wanted, they showed as united front, standing shoulder to shoulder with the big winner, Stan Kroenke. The owners voted 30-2 for Stan Kroenke in his Inglewood Stadium plan, but the official NFL resolution is for 2 teams to Inglewood. The owners liked Inglewood, and Stan is going to finance it completely on his own and have it open by 2019. It'll be the biggest stadium in the league, and cost estimates have the project at $30 billion.
We're excited, and I want to thank all my partners in the NFL, also Mayor Butt, who is in Inglewood, who's quite excited, I'm sure. This is a big economic benefit to as some longtime leading Angelenos have told me. They said, I don't know if you can do this, but if you can get it done, it'll benefit a lot of people with lower incomes. Also,
Kroenke is not a man of many words. We really haven't heard him talk at all during this entire process, and he talked a lot today about it. Like I said, this does include a second team, the Chargers. Owner Dean Spanos has the option to take the Chargers and move them to Inglewood as well. Spanos has a year to decide if that's what he's going to do, and he hasn't said exactly what he's going to do. He was clearly very disappointed. Now, the odd man out in all of this, Raiders owner Mark Davis.
You know, I'm going to take a day off tomorrow, I think, but this has really been excruciating, I'm sure, for everyone. But, you know, I'm going to look at all our options. I'm going to take a little bit of time here, but, you know, we do have some options. So, you know, it's very difficult to say right now I'm going to do this or do that.
I know you said you were happy with Stan Kroenke in there.
Yeah, I am.
But disappointment, or what do you?
Like I said, I've been worried.
For you?
What's that?
Leave for you?
The future.
You'll be optimistic about it?
Absolutely.
Raider fans, lots of Raider fans will be happy you're staying.
Where?
In Oakland.
Are we?
Thank you, guys. That's all I have time for. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
How about that? Mark Davis didn't want to commit to what exactly he's doing, and I ran into him a little after that, and really he was smiling and said that's life, and really did seem pretty optimistic about the future. There is still work to be done on this deal in Inglewood. There is a general belief that Dean Spanos is going to follow along and make the decision and move the Chargers to Inglewood. Now, if for some reason he declines, the Raiders can move their team to Inglewood. And by the way, both of those teams are getting a $100 million consolation prize for their part of this deal not working out. That money is going to come from the league for both the Chargers and Raiders to help get a new stadium in their home cities. So think of it like this. We are about to embark on a 3.5-week build-up to Super Bowl 50. And once all of the teams are set up and who's going to play in there, you can expect the return of the NFL to Los Angeles with 2 teams on the 50th anniversary of the Super Bowl to get massive amounts of publicity. And for the NFL, there's practically no better way to kick this whole thing off.
All right, Liz, we've been talking about this for a while now. For years, their mantra has been bring back the Rams, and tonight their dreams have come true. Atlascos is live in Inglewood with Rams fans celebrating the return of their team. Ed.
Yeah, and as soon as the news broke from Houston that the Rams are coming back to L.A., the fans have been going crazy. Some saying this is even better than winning tomorrow night's Powerball. The NFL and L.A. back together again. Watch this, will you?
Rams, who's home? Rams out! Who's home? Rams out! Who's home? Rams out! Who let the Rams out?
Rams fans back in the house and back in the game in L.A.
Oh, my God. You know, the emotions whole day has been up and down, until finally I got home. It's done. It's done.
I don't think I'm going to sleep tonight.
How about you? They're coming back, baby.
No, they're back. I'm so happy and glad that they're coming back.
Yes, my birthday.
What a birthday present.
I know. My stomach was hurting all day from the excitement.
What a birthday present for her and for all the other fans with their Rams jerseys and all the Rams colors. It is a party some 20 years in the making.
I've been a Ram fan since 1968.
And this is from the old days here?
Yes, it is. Lawrence McCutcheon right here.
I was a Ram fan since 1953. I was at the Coliseum every Sunday.
And now they're coming back.
They're coming back, finally.
They're celebrating here where the new stadium will be built, and they're even celebrating here at City Hall.
The deal is the best deal in the history of stadium deals in this country ever. There will never be one dime of public money set aside to do any private development here.
The deal, as the mayor calls it, targets these 300 acres where Triple Crown winners once ran at the old Hollywood Park racetrack, now to be turned into this, a world-class showcase, an 80,000-seat stadium, and another 6,000-seat performance venue, all as the city is now shovel-ready.
But now El Nino's coming, so we probably won't break ground until sometime in June. And then that'll push back the opening from 2018 to probably 2019.
All of that with the Blitz already on for opening day.
He's going to build it, and the people are going to come.
And you'll be there.
I will put a plea out to Stan Kroenke for a season ticket, Mr. Kroenke. With all the work I've done, I would love to have a season ticket.
The Rams are back!
Yeah, the Rams are back, and they're already making plans to be at the Coliseum this fall. 2016, the Rams start playing here, and as Mayor Butt says, they'll play at the Coliseum. 2019, when the new stadium is right over here, they'll move to Inglewood. For now, we are live here in Inglewood, the City of Champions, they call it. Back to West LA we go.
Look at that fan base. All right, now to Carson. The mayor there, Albert Robles, releasing a statement after his city's stadium bid went by the wayside. He says, quote, "This NFL bidding process has put Carson on the map as a city that has the wherewithal to compete in the big leagues for development opportunities. In just a few short months, our city attorney's office and the council put together one of the most complicated transactions in Southern California in decades. Carson will now restart our original plan for building out our 157-acre property in partnership with one of the nation's largest commercial developers."